What are pretrial releases conditions at arraignment? Imagine being released from jail before your trial begins, but with certain rules you must follow. That's what pretrial releases conditions are all about. When a person is charged with a crime and goes to their arraignment, the judge decides if they can stay out of jail or need to remain behind bars. If they are released, the court often sets specific rules to make sure they come back for their court dates and do not pose a risk to others. These rules are called conditions of releases. They can include things like making sure the defendant appears at all scheduled court hearings. The court wants to prevent the person from running away or skipping their trial. To do this, they might requiring the defendant to check in regularly with authorities or stay within certain areas. Protecting the community is also a key reason for these conditions. The court may restrict the defendant from contacting victims or witnesses or staying away from certain places. For example, they might be told not to go near the scene of the crime or avoid specific individuals. Common conditions include requiring the defendant to go to all court dates, stay away from illegal activities, or submit to drug or alcohol testing. Sometimes, the court might take away their driver's license or passport to prevent travel. Electronic monitoring or curfews are also used to keep track of the defendant's whereabouts. In some cases, the court might ask the defendant to stay with a responsible person who can supervise them. The judge has a lot of say in what conditions are set. They look at the person's past behavior, the seriousness of the charges, and whether they might skip court or cause harm. The goal is to set rules that are fair and necessary, not overly restrictive. In many places, there is a default idea that people should be released unless there's a strong reason to keep them in jail. This is called a presumption of releases. The court considers the evidence, the person's character, and the risk they might pose. Recent changes in laws focus on using less money and more personal assessments to decide on releases. For someone facing charges, understanding these conditions is important because they affect how free they are while waiting for their trial. Defense lawyers often work to make these rules as simple and fair as possible. They might negotiate for less strict conditions, like flexible testing schedules or electronic monitoring that doesn't interfere with work. Talking with a lawyer before the arraignment can help prepare for what conditions might be set. Knowing what to expect allows the defendant to plan and follow the rules carefully. Overall, pretrial releases conditions are about balancing the need for justice and safety with the person's right to be free before their trial.